New Balance is a very popular brand, and what I would like to do is see if I can find products from the New Balance website being sold on Amazon. And of course, we do see that the New Balance brand is found on Amazon, so there's a good chance that some of the products, or many of the products that are on the New Balance site, will also be sold on Amazon. Now, looking at this from a seller's perspective, if you're an Amazon seller, you might have heard of Tactical Arbitrage, which is a popular sourcing software. And what I want to show you is why, for some websites, these sourcing softwares are not going to be useful. So, I mean, if you do a search here, for instance, for Nike, right? I clearly find Nike.com is one of the suppliers that are included on Tactical Arbitrage's site. However, if you look for New Balance, you will see that it is nowhere to be found. There is no New Balance, right? There's no New Balance. And again, Nike is in the, under the same letter. So clearly we don't see New Balance here. So this is why, although sourcing software is great, and this is a great sourcing software, it only works with certain sites. So if I want to investigate New Balance, I've got to do it myself, right? Okay, now we know that the brand is clearly sold on Amazon. We're on the website, so we have nothing but New Balance products here. So all we really have to do is go to a category. I'll just go to men, for instance, and under the men's category, which is natural for me to be in that category for my own shopping experiences. Of course, we do see sneakers here. We do see, a lot of footwear, of course, which is a big part of New Balance, and then some socks, a shirt. So there are a bunch of different products there. Now, I do have a Google sheet that I can use to actually run through these titles called the Amazon Matcher, which I will use. But first, I just really want to make sure that I can find some of these products on Amazon before I spend my time putting these into a Google sheet. So first, manually, I just want to highlight and copy a few of these titles, bring them over here, paste, and just see if those products even show up in the first place. And let's see. Okay. And I mean, you will definitely find products in common. In fact, I think that was it there. Okay, now this is women's, this is men's. Okay, so we see the fresh foam. And remember that they have variations. So you might be looking at a particular variation on this image. But if you scroll through, they have all these other variations as well. So the main image on Amazon might be a different variation. But basically, I do see that same footwear. I can see it's the same sneaker, right? Might just be a different variation, and they probably have multiple variations here on Amazon. So what I want to do, all right, is go ahead and scan this page using a Chrome extension and try to get these into the Amazon Matcher. All right, so what I'm going to do is use Instant Data Scraper, which is a free Chrome extension, and just scan this page. And what it will do typically is it will pick up, and it may pick up a bunch of stuff, but mainly what I want are the URLs of the products so that I can visit the products later. I also need the titles over here. It looks like we have titles here. I also want prices, which we have all the way over here on the right. Okay, so typically that's all I really need. And so what I'm going to do, by the way, if you're not familiar with this Chrome extension, this is a free Chrome extension, and you can also turn pages if you find if you have a next button. Okay, no, in this case we have a load more, which is a little different. I'm not sure it will recognize it. I will click start crawling. Sometimes it will automatically expand. Let's see if we can get it to, yeah, it looks like it looks like it is expanding on that. Let's see, start crawling. Otherwise, I might have to manually open this up. if I want to scan more products. So what I'll do is I'll just, in this case, I will open, okay, it's a bit of a pain in the neck because I have to keep scrolling to the bottom. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do that. Load more. And I mean, okay, whoops. Let's see. 360. Okay, I'm almost there. That one, and finally to the bottom. And because the thing is, I really want a large as possible selection of products here. I mean, I might as well take all of them under this section to increase the chances of finding matches and even potentially finding matches that could be profitable if you are a reseller. And you might be a reseller, you might not be. But either way, what you're trying to do is to match products from New Balance onto Amazon. Okay, so here it is. We have all these product results. So now I'll scan with Instant Data Scraper again, and I will pick up all of these products. All right, and all of the data for these products, as you can see. Again, if I scroll over, it's now in a spreadsheet format. I will click on CSV and download this list to a CSV. Okay, so now for the Amazon Matcher, the way this works is that we want to get that data in here. So I'll go over to IDS CSV, which is a sheet tab meant just for this data. Click File, click Import, wait for it, click Upload, Browse, and go to Download, and you'll do New Balance and Open. Right. Now, once you do that, you'll do Replace Current Sheet, not Spreadsheet. You'll replace the whole thing. So make sure it's Replace Current Sheet. Detect automatically, convert, all of that is on. Import data, and just wait for it to import that CSV into the Google Sheet. So that's how you are able to, take products from a website, get it into a spreadsheet format, okay, get in the data that you need to do this automated process, okay. Now, as far as getting this data into, okay, from, I really don't like this output. It's very wide, but okay, let's see. So, I'm going to zoom out a bit. Okay, knocked down my mic there. I'm going to zoom out a bit so I can see a bit more of this, being that the rows are very wide. Okay, these are the product URLs. So I do need these, and I will go ahead and copy these. Now, remember, there are 560 plus of these. So you can use Control, Shift, and the down arrow to highlight straight down to the bottom of a list. Then I'll use right-click, copy, and I'll go over to supplier, Amazon data. Okay, I'll zoom back in so you can see this better. URLs are over here. I mean, this is just the way I had set it up. So you can paste the URLs there. Control down to see where the bottom row is here. We see it's 568. Okay, so that's that. Go back to IDS CSV. Now I will get the title. So I will scroll over like this. So I find the titles. Okay, Control up the keyboard, get all the way to the top. All right, from here, this is where the first product is, right? Fresh foam. Control Shift down again. I will highlight that down right click, copy, wait for it, come over to supplier Amazon data, click in here, right click, paste, and that should paste all the titles. I'm going to use left alignment here to make it look neater. Control down again on the keyboard to go straight to the bottom of the list so I can see that the list is aligned. Control up will bring, actually no, control home brings you back to the top. Okay, we don't need the model number. If a model number is provided, sometimes we can use the model number, but we don't actually need it. Prices, however, we do need if we're planning to do price comparison against Amazon for profitability estimation, right? To estimate the profit. Control down, Control Shift down, again, copy, bring it to supplier data and Amazon data, paste it. Okay, and there are the prices. Control down. Okay, so the prices didn't make it to the bottom, so I'm going to go back. There could be something like a blank space or something under the okay, so there's no price here. I still want to make sure I copy this because I don't want to miss any cell. So even if it's blank, still copy it. So sometimes this does happen. In this case, unfortunately, it was disconnected. Control Shift down. Let's pay attention to where we are. Okay, it only got up to 366 this time. So yeah, so this is not ideal. I usually don't like when it gets cut up like this, but this is just what happened in this case. So I'll have to go over here. And sorry that it's this way, but that's how it is here. And I'll just paste it. You see, it leaves off at 119.99. Go back to the IDS-CSV. That's where we left off. Go to the next one. Control Shift down again. I'm going to highlight as far as I can. Now, maybe in this case, I'll make an exception. I'll go ahead and highlight manually using click and drag because it keeps stopping for spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag it straight down to the bottom of the sheet. And yeah, all the way to the bottom. I'll just drag it down and copy and paste it all at once. So let's see. Okay, there I am. Right click, copy. I got the whole thing. Go back to the supplier data, wherever I left off, which was here. Right click, paste. Okay, good. Control down and down and down and down, or control down over here. I see that it does end right here at the bottom. So I have all the data. It's aligned. And I chose to copy and paste the data because it's something that is more common. And generally, it's more immediate and faster. But there is such a thing as mapping the columns, but then you have to, understand how to build the columns map. It's not hard to do, but it is another process that you have to do. So I chose to just copy and paste the data over here myself. Okay, now that I have it, I'm going to go ahead and use a function. Now, there are lots of things here. You see all these different buttons. But basically, right now, at this moment, I just want to click here on this first row, first data, and go to Find Amazon Products, start finding Amazon URLs. It is a menu that is added to the system, to the Google Sheet, I should say, when you open the Google Sheet. As you can see here, it's an additional menu item. And hopefully it will find some matches of these Amazon products. Now, one thing I might need to consider here is that some of these titles, with these kinds of numbers, especially, I'm not sure these are enough. So I might need to add the brand as well to these. So what I'll do is I'll add New Balance as the brand over here in the brand column, and I can just use this autofill and just double click, and that will just send New Balance all the way down to the bottom of the list. Doesn't seem that I'm getting matches here. I'm going to cancel, start this again from the top, start finding Amazon URLs, see if having the brand there makes a difference on these. Now it is, I mean, the way that this searches, it doesn't actually search on Amazon. It searches on search engines, public search engines, not Google's. Unfortunately, you cannot search Google through Google Sheets. Maybe with the API you can, with the SERP API, but not for free, not with this free method of scraping search engine results. Okay, so with this, it's using search engines, and sometimes with certain titles, for whatever reason, it just might not pick up an Amazon result. So there may be some blanks in here, but then we do see that this one has come out. And I find that it varies from one supplier to another. Some will give you tons of Amazon results in ASINs, where some will give me very few, as we're seeing in this case. So what I will do is just look at the ones that are coming up. So here's the supplier. I don't do these ahead of time, so this is actually like a live discovery process to see if matches are found. So here's the original product here. Whether or not this will be a match, I kind of doubt it. I don't somehow think this particular let's see, Run for Life, I don't think it's going to match. Yeah, that seems, yeah, so it's like a generally similar product, but not the exact same product. And so again, it's really just a text title comparison. And so in some cases it will pull up something that shows up on the search results on a search engine, but it's not necessarily going to be the exact match. And again, that varies from supplier to supplier and even from page to page. So I might go to the, for instance, the women's running shoes, and I might get a bunch of great matches, right? So it can vary a lot from page to page, but it seems for this selection of products, I'm really not getting much going here. So what I'm going to do actually, for the future, because I do want to try another page from New Balance again, what I'll do, so I don't have to, hopefully won't have to go through that copy pasting process again, is I'll do a columns map for New Balance, and I'll end off the video with that, so that you know how to do that process. So the way this works is you name it whatever you want, but I mean, it only makes sense to name the map after the supplier so you can recognize it. So New Balance is the name of the map, and then you have titles, URLs, prices. Well, I'll explain each one. Basically, you're just looking for the equivalent. So titles, meaning on the CSV, what column contains the titles? What is the name of that column? So we have to get to the top of the sheet, and the titles are here where it says fresh foam, and that is link. Okay, so you're looking for the header. Okay, column heading, which is link. So on the map, under titles, I will put link. All right, just the word link. So New Balance link matches to titles. Okay, for URLs, the URLs are over, where did I copy them from? Here. Okay, so these are the URLs, I believe. Just make sure. Okay, so yeah, this would be image container href, that heading. You just copy that, bring it to the map, and you just paste that in here. That is where the URLs are found. How about the prices? Now I have prices dollars, prices cents. Some websites have it broken down with dollars and cents separate. This site, like many others, is not separate. So the price is just one price column. The heading is sales. So copy the word sales, and that will be the columns map for prices. Right? I don't know that it has a brand name column. I do know that these are all New Balance brands, so I don't really need it for the supplier. And so I guess that's it. They do have categories here. I didn't make a category column or anything, so we won't be using any of that. So all we're using is the brand, the titles, URLs, and the prices. So that way, when I grab another page, or if you grab another page from New Balance, you'll be able to use the import data scraper CSV option to bring the data in instead of manually doing a copy and paste. So that's about it for this video. What I'll do is I'll try another page, and that'll be I'll try another page on my own first, and if the page has good results, then I'll use that page for a video. So I'll do that ahead of time because I want, actual results for the video. So meanwhile, if you'd like to try the Amazon Matcher Google Sheet, I've got a link in the description of this video, or if you just want to subscribe in general for different things I have, suppliers list, there's all kinds of stuff that you get when you subscribe by email. On my email list, you'll be sent some different stuff. And if you want to download the Amazon Matcher, you can do that as well and start using it to see if you can find matches for Amazon products. And that's really it for this video. Also check the description to see if I have a link to another video with this same supplier where I might have tried another page. So you can check for a link to that. And that's about it. I'm Mr. Mark, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.